another exciting and interesting episode of PTK. And today I have with me a celebrity, a TikTok queen, and a beautiful guest. Her name is Simi Babatunde. If you know me very well, you're following me on Instagram, you would know that we're very close. She's my main girl and my best girl. She's also a YouTuber. You can follow her on Instagram at Simi Lali, and you can check her on YouTube at Simi Talks. She gives you every good day, lifestyle, travels, blog, cooking, and many more. So today we would be talking about peer pressure amongst teenagers. But before then, Simisola, say hi to the audience.
Hi everyone, welcome to PTK. I'm glad to be a part of this show today.
Yeah. So we're calling you all the way from Atlanta. So you can see that I have a special guest here. And today we'll be talking about peer pressures, our experiences while growing up, and how we can curb peer pressures, because now negative peer pressures are rampant among children. So we have different types of peer pressure. But before then, Simsola, what do you understand by peer pressure?
According to my knowledge, peer pressure is you having an influence based on your peers, like your friends are doing something and you also want to do the same thing, or you're just influenced by the things around you that you see in your day-to-day life. Yeah,
exactly. So to me, I think peer pressure is a feeling of being influenced by your peers, being wanting to be liked or to feel amongst your peers, and then you get influenced. So we have direct peer pressure, indirect peer pressure, negative peer pressure, and positive peer pressure. But for this video, we'll be centering on negative peer pressure because so many kids want to fit in. Alright? So can we just quickly look at the causes of peer pressure? Alright? So tell us one cause of peer pressure.
Well, one cause of peer pressure is desire to fit in. Especially for teenagers, at a certain age, you probably are not as mature as your peers, or you just want to do the things that you're doing just to fit in. Like, you want to feel like you are one of them now. You want to feel like, oh, I'm at this level. Right. I'm going to give you the most minute example is when I remember when I was in SS1 and it was time to start flying your colors. It was so random, but a lot of people used to do it, and we felt like, oh, this is our time to let's start flying our colors. I don't know why that was a thing. Like, that's so stupid now that I think about it. But you're like, oh, your friends are doing it, let me just do it too. Like, exactly. So I think we all did that.
Alright. So for me, I think curiosity to try something new, just like you explained, everybody's doing it and you also want to do it. They're just curious to try it. Okay, what will I feel like? Will I be a big girl if I do it, and stuff like that, you understand? Then another thing is to avoid bullying, or to avoid being rejected by your peers. You just want to do what everybody's doing, so that they don't see you like you're not among, or you're not up to standard. You understand?
Right. Can I give an example?
Of course, definitely.
I remember, I don't want to use someone as an example, but let's take for example someone is an SU person, like those people that don't wear earrings, they don't wear trousers, they don't conform. So when they get to 100 level in university now, and they're seeing their friends, they're retouching their hair, they're wearing earrings, and they necessarily do not want to do that thing that other people are doing.
Exactly.
But just because you feel like, oh, my friends are wearing skate, they're wearing trousers, or they keep on telling you that why are you always wearing trousers? It's a form of bullying when you are always telling someone that you don't wear a ring, you don't cut you cut your hair, or you are not retouching your hair, is your hair not painful? Exactly. You're not feeling like, let me do this thing everybody else is doing just so that they can see me as one of them. I don't know, and I feel like most people, so that they don't bully me anymore. Oh my gosh.
Still fitting your skirt.
Don't remind.
If you don't still fit your skirt, you're not a big girl.
I see that was secondary school days. You just give your uniform in SS1, and then the next week you have 5 girls who have gone to slim fit their skirt. It's not comfortable because you cannot run in that skirt, but But you feel like, oh, if I do this, everybody's going to see me as now a big girl,
Yeah.
or you are now
They
one
will
of them.
notice you.
So, gosh, stupid things. Gosh, thank God I did not slim fit my skirt because I had a very,
Good body.
So God be the glory.
Another one is language barrier. I remember, growing up, like a friend shared the experience with me. When she was growing up, she didn't understand, or she didn't know how to speak Yoruba, and she didn't understand it. So people used to, say the language and abuse her, and she would start crying and doing all sorts of things because she don't understand the language. So she was, like forced to go and learn it. She would cry, and everybody, would bully her and stuff like that. So I feel that's another thing that causes peer pressure.
Yeah, I would also give into that. Another one is a lack of home structure. When your parents are constantly fighting and you don't have like a good rapport with your parents,
Exactly.
you are now forced to turn to your peers, who are your friends, and ask them, okay, yeah, like, oh, this thing that you're doing, let me also do the same thing as well. Even though it's not something that your parents might approve of, but because your parents already have like this bad blood between them, you would now turn to your friends for advice, or just see them as a mirror to watch and do things from them. Like, that's why it's very important for parents to always have like a good union. Even if you are separated, it's good for you to know, like, have negative impact on your children, because everything that you say and you do in front of your children, like they are mirroring it. They are like, okay, this is definitely, and they would now turn to their friends who are the same age as them. They probably do not even know as much as they do, but because you have now turned them to or when you have like mates. Yes, when you have maids, your maids are now telling you, why don't you cut your skirt? Your mama won't know. That kind of thing. So, it all starts from the house. Like, the parents need to watch over their children and all. So
another thing is hormonal inconsistency, like change in your body, and when you start developing. When I was in secondary school, I think SS1, SS2, I've never really developed like breast and all, and you start seeing your mates like, this is not my classmate, look at them. You feel like they're the finest, or they're the ones that people are seeing, and I think that's another thing. Then it start affecting your mood.
It's just like when I was in JSS2, I had a best friend who had started her period. I know JSS2 was so early for her. I know JSS2, she already started her period, and I was like, why is she starting her period? And we were very close. She was like, she was like my best friend. So there was a time, I don't know why, but people who start their period early, there's a way they walk. I don't know if you noticed, there's a way they walk. They carry their chest higher, their shoulders higher. They want you to know that. Oh my God, stupid thing. They just want you to know that. Exactly. They want you to know that, yes, you see now, I'm not in anybody's. So you have not started your period. You start to wonder like, what's going on? Hey God, when will I start my period? And
I have a friend back then, like she has not even started going, she'll start wearing bra just to start.
It also has to do with people like elderly ones who see you and they be like, you this girl, you've not even started growing the breast, or you've not even started your period. Like, they start mocking you with those kind of statements. Yes, and you now start feeling like, let me not start wearing bra. Like, you're not anxious to do the things that you probably do not even need at the time. You're just rushing yourself. Nobody's rushing you, my dear. Calm down. Calm down. Like, you don't need peer pressure for anything.
That's what people to think is already there.
Oh my gosh, that is so true and so funny. We used to think of stupid things. I think my own was, I liked acting for my siblings. I know it's very stupid, but like, I like acting for my siblings. So I'm telling them that my own was Mama Rogodo and Baba Rogodo. So I will go and wear my mom's blouse, like all those buba. I will wear it. I will tie iro and tie gele and put something in my breast. I always wanted people to laugh. So anytime we used to have like family friends around, and I would just start doing drama for them, and I wanted to fit into that motherly role. I was so young, but at the same time I always wanted to make everybody laugh and all. But I thank God I didn't take it out of the house. Like, I was not overly like, I think it was because I didn't have too many friends, so I wasn't really interested in like doing the in thing at the time.
Yeah. Okay, so enough of the causes. Let's move into the effect of these negative peer pressures. Like, what are the things that they result to? What are the things that they result to?
Well, one of the things would be lack of confidence and low self-esteem. Because your peers are doing something, you now start to shy away. You don't want to mingle with your friends. Probably when you were in JSS3, I think when you were wearing pinafore, you don't even really worry about your shape or your size or anything.
Yeah.
So because you are not really worried about that. When you now get to SS1, your friends are now doing some things. Yeah, and then they are now like having breasts and they have shape. You're now shy, or maybe the people that now have they started their periods, they feel like they need to seclude you from those people, from them, and then now you're now like, don't let me talk to them, or they will insult me, or they will bully me. From then you are not like
Confident
you are not. Yes, you're not bright. You don't want to speak amongst people. You don't want to, you're like, I don't want to talk before they will insult me. And teachers also have a role to play in this, because I remember when I was in secondary school, you have all those wicked teachers, especially women. They will look at you and say, you this small girl, you know, start growing breast, what's the problem? Or they will eat you on your chest and be like, you move away from here. In front of other people, you are degrading a student in front of her peers. How do you expect that child to feel? From then on, they don't want to.
People have
yes, I remember. Everybody cannot even go at the same time. It's not possible. I told you of my friend that started a period at JSS2. I mean, I didn't start my own period until maybe JSS3, and I have people that did not start until SS2 or SS3. Everybody cannot have the same level of growth, but at the same time, teachers also have to notice that you cannot just talk to students anyhow, because I don't know. I don't know why it's a thing where they talk down on you like you don't even grow. You're not like growing anything. Move back.
I know. Even to answer questions
it's
in
just
class will not be a
wrong.
problem, because when you stand, everybody at you like,
I was oh my god. That's what the boys used to do in my secondary school. Boys used to assess girls, and girls would just be like, hey, me, I don't have anything, let me go to the back.
Then I remember if you want to sit down, we have to clean the chair. You now adjust your skirt and sit down properly.
Oh my gosh. Or when you stand up, everybody's trying to check like, oh, is she stained? Is she stained? Like, it's small things, and the teachers who are supposed to protect you and supposed to be like, oh, you people should leave this girl alone, and the ones that are now foiling it, you're the ones that are telling the students that you're the ones telling them, move back, Joy, you this small girl, you have not grown anything. It's degrading. Like, teachers need to stop, because you need to boost children's self-esteem and confidence.
Alright, so I think
another point
effect is decline in academic performance. Like, when you start doing all these big girl things, you are too conscious of yourself. The way you perform in school might start reducing, and as we said, own structure, so many things. Then you start, dropping in your grades because you are too conscious of yourself, not even while you are in school anymore, and you're already moving with the big girls. So I think that's another thing. So another point.
Well, another point is communication gap between parents and children. Like, it starts to decrease because you are now overly conscious about things that do not even matter. So like, you are now like, don't let me tell my mommy anything, or she won't know, or like an example of people that are SU, and then when they get to school, they start folding their skirts from the top, or you start to like, you are now doing things that you don't want people to know, or you don't want your parents to know. Yes, and then you're not pretending to them like, oh, I'm still the good girl that you think you know, but when you get to school, you are doing something else. Like, that's definitely not good. Like, you should always be comfortable with yourself, and you shouldn't let your friends make you have two faces. Like people that are in University of 100 level, they get to school and they are going clubbing every day. They are wearing trousers. When they get home, they don't want to tell their parents anything. They're like, hey, Mary Amaka, you don't need that. Like, you don't need, like, peer pressure is just terrible.
Alright. Another point is the willingness to have a boyfriend. This one is like very, very rampant even now. Like, aside from even when we were in school back then, now compared to how the rate would have been like now. Imagine, I think, is it not an SS2 child telling me that I've not eaten. I'm like, what have you not eaten? Say, I don't want to have big stomach. I'm watching my way. I'm like, she's already too conscious of her body size, what she eats, and everything, just because she wants people to notice her. Like, willingness to have a boyfriend. And you know, now they have access to phones, so all these things are just like,
it's so easy for them. And you don't need boyfriends in secondary school. Me, when I was in secondary school, I had friends who had boyfriends, and I told myself I didn't want to have boyfriend until I finished my work. And even when a guy was asking me, I was like, I don't want to have boyfriend until I finish my jam. And when the next one, I'm like, I don't want to have boyfriend until I get to enjoy life, because boyfriends are just a distraction.
So if
there's any teenager watching this video now, boyfriends in secondary school will just drain you. Even we as adults, boyfriends are stressing us as we are like this. Not to not talk of you in secondary school, where you have to think of you have to think of yourself. You have to think of your grades. Exactly.
So you have to think of
exams. You have to please your parents.
Math, chemistry.
You don't need another person's son stressing you, my dear. You don't need it. Delete the boy's number.
Again. So let's look at how to curb it, like how to curb negative peer pressure. So number one on my list now is learning to say no. It's very important that you learn to say no. If a guy is asking you out and you're not ready at tender age, learn to say no. If your friends are saying let's go somewhere and you don't want to go, always learn to say no and stand your ground. Be firm with your no. Okay? So another point from Simi.
Something else is self-discovery. Like, you have to know the kind of person that you are and the kind of things that you can accept. Because there's no point living your life based on somebody else's standard. Like, it does not work for you. It's not going to do anything for you in the long run. It's better for you to like look at this thing. If your friends are saying, oh, drink this thing, you're looking at it, you're like, okay, how is drinking alcohol going to help my life? Because my friends are doing it, like, what benefit is going to do for me? Because your friends are wearing short skirts, now I start wearing short skirts. You wearing short skirts, what is it going to do for you as a person? Are you going to be happier wearing it? Is it going to make your friends is it going to make your parents like you? Are you going to be happy with yourself? It's not just about your friends anymore, because eventually you will leave those friends. I don't know, Yoruba adage that says Ogun Odu, Ogun Omo Isere Fogun Odu. My Yoruba. You cannot be friends with the same people. I remember when I was in secondary school. Yes, when I was in secondary school, all those friends I had in secondary school, we barely even talk now. I don't even have half of them. I don't have their numbers. So like, what's the point of, imagine if I was doing all of that, or imagine if I was being influenced by all of my friends because they were doing something, and now we are all adults, we're living our lives, we're doing the things that we want. So how is that going to affect me? God forbid I had gotten pregnant at 16 because my friends were doing it. What's going to happen to me now if I had a 10-year-old child now? Like, does that make any sense? No.
So I think another one is encouragement and praising the child. This one is on the part of the parent and the teacher. You cannot, stop encouraging the child. You need to keep encouraging them and keep praising them when they do things that are right, so that they don't get lured by their fears.
You're right. I think this is mostly on teachers, because when I was in secondary school, teachers have their favorites. They have a group of 5 children that they like, and the only reason why teachers like those children is because those children come with private drivers. Yes, one by one they're intelligent. Number 2, they come with private drivers, and they know their parents, or they know that they'll be asking them, what job does your mommy do? What job does daddy do? They know that at the end of the year, money. Yes, they know at the end of the year they will give them bag of rice or something. So they now start liking those ones, and then they start appraising those ones. Meanwhile, the other ones, you're like, you go and sit down, Joe. I had a teacher who legit told me that at the time when I was in secondary school, I had a feeling that I was going to leave Nigeria. So I was like, I'm going to leave Nigeria, but I wasn't really talking about it. But I don't know.
Are you serious?
We just had a group of friends where we were talking about something, and one teacher told me that I cannot even go to America. It's Dubai that fits me. I swear, this teacher, I'm sure you cannot remember this. He legit told me that I will end up in United Arab Emirates. I'm not fit for America. I wish I can call him today and tell him that, do you remember you saying this to me? Because it's something I will never forget, because my parents were not known in school. We're not like rich or something. So people used to think that this one, go away, Joe. But I had friends who were rich and teachers would like them. Teachers would be touching them every day. How are you? How is mommy? But they were not asking me that how are you? How is mommy? Because they thought that I cannot pass Nigeria. Maybe I'm just here. Imagine. So teachers need to do better. I beg you.
We need to be very disciplined. So we can always check and balance. You need to be very disciplined. So you can always check and balance yourself. And parents should do well to discipline their children in the right way, not by inflicting pain. Okay.
Yourself.
Yeah, educate them.
And speak to your children. Tell them, okay, you are getting to this age now. Your friends are going to start telling you to try things. You are not going to need this in your future. It does not correlate with your future and what is right for you. Like your parents need to start telling you, and if they're not telling you, start telling them, mommy, you did not even tell me about this person that got pregnant the other day. I think for me, what happened with me was anytime my mom used to listen to radio a lot. Yeah. So anytime there was a radio, you know how radio there's always programs or news about somebody that was raped because she was not going to school, then she went somewhere else, then they now raped her. My mom would call me and tell me that, do you see this? She was always using everything as an example. So from then I knew that okay, I don't need to do things because of my friends. And when you're in school, you already know the people who are going to influence you. Like from their outward appearance, you can tell that this person is not good for me.
So as much as you feel like doing it, try to check yourself and try to stop them. And the last one on our list today is try to keep open lines of communications with your teachers, with your friends, with parents. Parents should also do the same. Communicate freely and you let them know if you're going through anything. So we've come to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed what you listened to. I hope you enjoyed our chit chat and our past experiences. Don't forget to like this video, share, subscribe, and subscribe to Simi Talks on YouTube and follow her on Instagram. She's a TikTok queen. Me, I'm still learning. Alright? And if you'd like me to bring out more on this channel, do let me know in the comment section. Share your past experiences on peer pressure with us in the comment, and we would like to watch and read them. Thank you very much. Bye and see you next time.